We also face rival powers, Russia and China, that seek to challenge American influence, values, and wealth.
China and Russia might both be viewed as threats by the Trump administration, but in no way are they equal. In fact, China is nearly $560 billion more important. That's how much more the U.S. traded with China than with Russia in 2016. And that staggering amount of money supports entire industries in the U.S. Start with the simple soybean. $14 billion worth was unloaded at Chinese ports like this one in 2016, good enough to make it the top U.S. export to China last year. The Chinese soybean processing industry is already the largest in the world, and it's going to keep getting bigger. And American farmers are well positioned to take advantage of that growth. The U.S. Soybean Export Council expects U.S. exports of soybeans to keep rising for at least the next 20 years. And it's not just farmers reaping the benefits.
Your diner and your doctors and your and other companies.
Which is why all this talk of a looming U.S.-China trade war is Burke's biggest concern. A U.S. trade investigation into Chinese intellectual property theft, new duties on Chinese aluminum foil imports, and a formal national security strategy document that referred negatively to China no less than 24 times could signal what many have long awaited. Hardline rhetoric on the campaign trail, turning into harder line policy. But China won't take that lying down. The Soybean Export Council was told as much by Chinese officials during a September meeting.
If there was a increased trade tensions, if there that soybeans could likely be a potential target in any type of Chinese retaliation.
Restrictions on market access could devastate U.S. industry. And it's not just soy. Other industries and companies could be government targets too. Think Apple or Boeing or Cisco, pawns in a potential trade war with lots of influence back home.
They understand very clearly the political pressure points in the U.S., whether it's in Congress or in local state houses, and certainly to the White House.
A recent survey shows the majority of U.S. companies in China think trade between both countries isn't fair. They want things to change, but nobody wants a trade war. To achieve both, any new U.S. policies will have to walk a fine line, as thin as a flake of soybean. Matt Rivers, CNN, Qinhuangdao, China.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles of the great millstone. Salutations to all you sincere labors out there pushing this truth in all sincerity and faith and honesty. All right, post-production video you saw concerning the trade war with America and specifically Donald Trump, his administration in China. Okay, and it says, I'm gonna get right into the article. All right. Once again, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, double honor to the apostle of great millstone. Salutations to all you sincere labors out there pushing this truth in all sincerity and faith and honesty. It says, China, we will hit back if U.S. announces new tariffs. Beijing has renewed a warning that it will retaliate if President Donald Trump goes through with plans to slap new tariffs on Chinese goods worth billions of dollars. So let's go to this word tariff real quick. I just pulled it up for you to get a better understanding. If you didn't know, it says tariff, a tax or duty to be paid on a particular class of imports or exports. Okay, and Donald Trump planning on doing that on the certain metals, all right, to put a tax, to pretty much change the price, so to say, or charge more. All right. Fix the price of something according to a tariff. So fix the price, so to change the price. All right. China warns them of this. It says, Beijing has renewed a retaliation if President Donald Trump goes through with plans to slap new tariffs on Chinese goods worth billions of dollars. Now, as you can see, this is March 22nd, so this is current news. It says, through his plans with new tariffs, Chinese goods worth billions of dollars, China will certainly take all necessary measures to resolutely defend its legitimate rights and interests. If the United States imposes new restrictions, the Ministry of Commerce said in a statement on Thursday. Trump on Thursday directed the U.S. Trade Representatives to to level tariffs on about 50 billion worth of Chinese imports. In addition to the tariffs, the United States also plans to impose new investment restrictions, take action against China at the World Trade Organization, and Treasury Department also will propose additional measures. So they said they will Trump direct the U.S. Trade Representative about 50 billion worth of Chinese exports. All right. So, that's a lot of money. All right. It says Trump has repeatedly accused Beijing of unfair trade practices like currency manipulation, which helps China make its exports more affordable, and stealing U.S. intellectual property. The president has frequently taken aim at China's huge good trade surplus with the United States, which reached $375 billion last year, which is disgusting, man, because America's, I think the video said, one of the number one exporters of soy. Soy is also, you want to fall in the category number ones. Soybeans is also like number one on the list of GMOs. All right, so America is doing nothing but selling billions of dollars of GMO seeds to the world and to China. All right, and GMO has been linked to cancer. All right, that has been proven. All right, you have scientists come out and say that. All right, so this is the world we live in. All right, it says the tariffs would be the first time Trump administration has directly targeted China with big trade sanctions. Previous measures against steel, aluminum, and solar panels have applied to imports from other countries too. All right, so that being said, says the tariffs would be the first time Trump administration has directly targeted China with big sanctions. Previous measures against steel, aluminum, solar panels have applied to imports from other countries too. Forgive me if I repeated that. I had to pause the recording for momentarily. So there's the metals, steel, aluminum, and also solar panels, which will raise the prices on cars, beers. People, you lose a lot of jobs on beer, from beer manufacturer cans. Like I said, the car prices would go up, and just a lot of people will be affected by this. And this is beautiful, man, because due to Donald Trump, America will fall, man. From the arrogancy of nuclear missile talk. All right, war with Russia, nuclear war with Russia, anything till this trade war with China. All right, one of the biggest exporters. And one of your biggest business partners out of any country in the world. All right, so how smart can you be, man? Thy pride has deceived thee, man. You people are finished, man. America's finished, man. If you really believe in this place, man, look at this shit here, man. This is so beautiful, man. Because all you crackers voted for Donald Trump. Now look at the shit he's doing. Now nobody voted for him. You see the Trump stickers peeled off your fucking window and shit, man. Peeled off your bumper. You had a Trump sticker on there about a year ago. Now it's just an empty space on your bumper now. All right. Maybe my child is student of the month at such and such elementary school is now replaced there. Man, please, man. You people are finished, man. America's finished. It says China has repeatedly said that it doesn't want a trade war, but warned that it would take firm and necessary countermeasures if necessary. So China let them know we don't want this. But once again, the pride of Esau, the so-called white man, has deceived them, man. And this is gonna, that's how you destroy a country, man. And that's how the Lord is doing it. You systematically break it down. Before, you don't just rain missiles on a country that's that's in full strength. The Lord don't work like that. The Lord systematically break down the country before he ultimately physically destroys it, man. Morally, then he physically destroys it, financially, but the physical, The physical comes right after that, man. Okay. It says, but doesn't have an offer any specifics on how it could respond. It does not have a number of options. So they're not saying what they're going to do, but they're saying that they will retaliate or they will respond. And once again, forgive me phone calls and I have to now edit now, and I have to edit this video, so forgive me if it sound like I repeated a few things or it sound like my mind is somewhere else once I come back. But once again, you won't be able to tell because I just only paused the recording. But Satan just trying to hinder. Like right now my screen is freezing as I'm trying to move up and down. So it is what it is. But I'm finna get off of this line here because Satan is really hindering right now. Okay, Satan trying to hinder this word. But I'm finna get some precepts, load you brothers up with a few precepts, and I'm gonna log out here. It says Isaiah 19, the burden of Egypt. Okay, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud and shall come into Egypt. That swift cloud will be a chariot, man. All right, a so-called UFO. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at their presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. Okay, so with that being said, the point was the burden of Egypt. Behold, okay, so the burden of Egypt. The reason how America is also known as Egypt. Read Revelations 11th chapter 8th verse, where it states that it speaks of a place being spiritually Egypt, so not physically. So spiritually Egypt. All right, America would be that spiritual Egypt. Okay, so you read the scriptures, you see the Bible has code names: Egypt, the most synonymous Egypt and Babylon. Okay, so that being said, I'm gonna go down to Isaiah 19 verse I'm gonna start at, I know I just had it, Isaiah 19 and 15. Start at 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. So the workforce of Egypt, okay, and this will be a very, very critical hit on the workforce, man. As you see, a lot of people can lose jobs. The prices of certain things will go up. For truth's sake, man, this is pretty stupid because here it is. You have China. I don't know if they're manufacturing, but they are assembling American made cars. Okay, Ford, Chevy. All right, so why would you go in a trade war with someone that has this much ties or financial ties with yourself? That's just pride, man. It says, neither shall there be any work for Egypt. So there ain't gonna be no work, man. It's gonna be collapse of the economy. As you can see, the Dow dropped 700 points. I think it was due to the tariffs, okay, which the head or tail or branch rush may do. So there's not gonna be no work for you top millionaires, okay, you mediocre 9 to 5 workers such as myself, okay, and it's not going to be no work for us left. All right, and this ultimately will usher in the RFID chip, the mark of the beast. Okay, read about that in the book of Revelation. Okay, so with that being said, Lord willing, you are edified. And once again, Salakia, if it may sound like I was off reading the article, okay, jumping or seems that if the tempo changed to something totally different, forgive me. Okay, a lot of distractions going on, but with that, Lord willing, edified. Once again, all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone that gave us and taught us this knowledge, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. And senior salutations and blessings to you laborers out there that's pushing this truth in all sincerity and faith and honesty. And blessings to the 1/3 that consists of the helps, all right, viewers, women and children. Shalom.